PTDN's educational videos. Today what we're going to be talking about is why are some exercises much better at stimulating growth and hypertrophy and strength than other exercises. The example I'm going to use is a lat pull down versus the chin up. First, let's simply understand this. Here are two bones. How do your bones move and how does that skeletal muscle system work? Well, there's muscle tissue in between. That muscle tissue is attached to two bones via tendon. Now what happens is when that muscle tissue contracts, bones move. Now with a muscle, there are two different sides of every single muscle tissue that we have in our body. One's called a point of origin, the other one's called a point of insertion. So let's say for this case, this side is the point of origin, and this is the point of insertion. What's the difference between the two? Well, the point of origin is where the muscle tissue begins. The point of insertion is where the muscle tissue ends. When muscle tissue contracts, it doesn't pull two bones together. One bone remains stationary and the other bone moves, despite the fact that the muscle tissue puts just as much effort into both. The reason why one muscle moves and the other muscle doesn't is because there's another muscle called a fixator muscle that holds the bone of which the primary muscle's point of origin is attached to. So when we're talking about the point of origin and insertion of a muscle tissue, and we're talking about that muscle tissue, let's call that one the primary muscle. The primary muscle in the example I'm going to use is your latissimus dorsi or your lats. The point of origin of your lats starts at your vertebra to T4 all the way down through to your sacrum. Its point of insertion is in your humerus, which is this bone up here. So your lats start from down here and it goes up into your humerus. Point of insertion, point of origin. So when it contracts, it pulls on the point of insertion. This bone here moves. The side of the point of insertion. The side of the point of origin doesn't move because the fixator muscle contracts, holding that bone into place. So let's have a look at the point of insertion, which is the vertebra, and the point of origin, which is the vertebrae, and the point of insertion, which is the humerus. When the lats contract, it pulls on the point of insertion. So if you do a lat pull down, your lats contract, it pulls at the point of insertion. Now the difference between a lat pull down versus chin up is the simple fact that when you hold onto a bar, your arms now do not move. Your humerus does not move. As you go down, your vertebra extends. Now when your lats contract, it has to pull, it can't pull on the point of insertion, it will pull on the point of origin, bringing your body back up. So the difference between a lat pull down is that when you do a lat pull down, it pulls on the point of insertion, and when you do a chin up, your lats pull on the point of origin. Now muscles are designed to pull on the point of insertion, they're not designed to pull on the point of origin. So if you do exercises that forces the muscle to pull on its point of origin and not on the point of insertion, then you're always going to stimulate more growth because you're pushing that muscle and you're exercising the muscle and doing things that it's not made to do. So you're automatically going to stimulate more strength and growth at a faster speed as a reaction. Another great example is your hamstrings. If its point of origin is your ischium, which is the lower part of your pelvis, its point of insertion is your tibia and fibula bone, which is that of the lower limbs, past your knee down towards your ankle. So what happens is, when you do a hamstring curl, you're pulling on the point of insertion. But when you do a deadlift and you drop your body over, your hamstring now has to pull on the point of origin to bring your body back upright again. So a stiff-legged deadlift provides more stimulation and more growth because a stiff-legged deadlift forces the muscle to pull on its point of origin and not on the point of insertion, which is a leg curl. So what I want you to do is find out which muscles you're going to be training tomorrow. Go ahead and just do a little bit of research on which side is the point of insertion and which side is the point of origin, and try doing some exercises that forces the muscle tissue to contract on the side of its point of origin and not on the side of its point of insertion, and automatically you're going to stimulate more muscle growth. Have a good workout.